The world does not reward innocence, it does not honor kindness, it rewards calculation, it honors control. No matter how pure your intentions, someone will twist them. No matter how generous your heart, someone will exploit it. This is not pessimism, this is reality. A reality most refuse to see until it crushes them. But the few who understand the world, they don't just survive, they bend it, they dominate it. And those who dominate write the rules everyone else silently obeys. 5 centuries ago, a man saw this more clearly than anyone, Niccolo Machiavelli. He studied power, its hidden gears, its brutal truths. He revealed that morality and power do not walk the same path, and pretending they do is the fastest way to become prey. This is dark intelligence, not taught in schools, not repeated by parents, forged in betrayal, sharpened by humiliation, perfected through survival, while others drown in emotions. You calculate. While they wait for justice, you create outcomes. Knowledge is a weapon. A weapon can protect or destroy. Use it wisely. The aim, strategic dominance, not empty cruelty. Today you'll learn 7 brutal truths. Truths that separate those who shape reality from those who simply react. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose strategic power over emotional weakness. Now, we begin.
A life that feels yours, even if no one understands it. Stop running. Stop pretending. Listen, because when the noise fades and the soul begins to speak again, you'll remember who you are. And that memory, that reconnection, is the greatest success of all.
1. Never reveal your full capabilities. You hold more power than most will ever realize. And that's exactly how it should be. The moment people think they've figured you out, they start to prepare against you. But when they underestimate you, they expose themselves completely. They speak without caution. They relax their defenses. They reveal secrets they'd guard with their life if they knew what you were truly capable of. Machiavelli understood this deeply. He observed that the princes who flaunted all their strength too early were quickly surrounded by rivals and enemies, but those who concealed their full potential moved through the world like a shadow, unseen, underestimated, and therefore unstoppable. When they finally chose to strike, their enemies never saw it coming. Ego drives people to show off. Wisdom teaches restraint, your silence, your patience, your composure. These are not signs of weakness. They are weapons disguised as calm. The more unpredictable you appear, the more dangerous you become. Never reveal all your skills at once. Let people believe they've seen the limits of your strength, when in reality, they've only glimpsed the surface. In your career, display competence but keep mastery hidden. In negotiations, let your opponent think they've won until the final move, then shift the entire game. In conflict, act measured and composed. Let them assume you're too kind to retaliate until they cross a line they'll never forget. Uncertainty is your greatest ally. A visible threat can be studied, planned against, neutralized, but an unseen one haunts the mind. And that haunting, that silent pressure, turns into fear. And fear, when properly directed, transforms into respect. 2. Master strategic silence. You don't need to react to everything that's thrown your way. Not every insult deserves a response. Not every accusation needs a defense. Silence is not weakness. It's control. It's the art of making noise without saying a word. When you stay silent while others try to provoke you, you shift the entire balance of power. Your calm presence becomes unsettling. Your stillness becomes louder than their chaos. They begin to wonder what you're thinking, what you're planning, what you're capable of. That uncertainty eats at them from the inside. And that's how you win without lifting a finger. Silence makes people uncomfortable because it forces them to face their own insecurity. They start inventing explanations, creating stories, and those stories are almost always darker, more intimidating, and more powerful than anything you could have said out loud. When you rush to defend yourself, you confirm their attack has power over you. But when you stay calm, when you let their words bounce off your stillness, you show dominance. You make them feel small, uncertain, and foolish for even trying to get a reaction out of you. When someone tries to bait you, pause. Let your silence hang heavy in the air. Let them drown in the sound of their own words. When people gossip about you, don't correct them. Let their curiosity turn into fear. The more they talk, the less they understand. The less they understand, the more they respect what they can't explain. Strategic silence isn't about pretending to be above everything. It's about knowing when to speak and when to let silence speak for you. Because true silence isn't emptiness. It's presence. It says, I hear you, I see you, but you're not worth my energy. And remember, silence without strength is just avoidance. 3. Create calculated dependencies. Power doesn't always roar. It doesn't need to threaten, to scream, or to dominate by force. Real power moves quietly, through function, through necessity. It exists in the simple, undeniable truth. Those who are needed are never easily removed. The world runs on dependency. Every system, every company, every empire survives because someone, somewhere, holds knowledge or skill that others can't replace. That's the real throne of power. Not in titles, not in fame, but in functionality. Make yourself indispensable, not through manipulation, but through mastery. Become the one who understands what others overlook, the one who solves the problems no one else even sees, the one whose absence would cause everything to collapse. When people need you more than you need them, you gain silent control over every interaction. You don't have to demand respect. It comes naturally. You don't have to fight for influence. It flows toward you. Dependence is invisible power, and the one who creates it rules quietly from the shadows. So, develop rare skills, the kind that can't be easily copied. Learn what others avoid because it's difficult. Train yourself in the dark corners of your field where few dare to go. The harder it is to learn, the fewer competitors you'll ever have. Be the person who doesn't just do a task, but owns it. Be the one everyone turns to when things break, when the pressure rises, when chaos hits. Because in chaos, people don't look for the loudest voice, they look for the one who can fix it. When they know that you are that person, you'll never need to chase opportunities, they'll come chasing you. But remember, there's a fine line between being needed and being used. Don't tie your value to constant service. Build systems, not shackles. Your goal isn't to become someone's servant. Your goal is to become irreplaceable. Quietly create situations where your presence makes everything work smoother, but your absence makes everything fall apart. That's not manipulation. That's design. It's strategic dependency. Power earned through excellence. The people who understand this principle control their environment without raising their voice. They don't demand loyalty. It comes automatically, because those around them know if they lose this connection, they lose stability, progress, and peace. True power isn't loud. It doesn't need to shout to be felt. It sits calmly, unbothered, while the world revolves around it. So become valuable, but never desperate. Be needed, but never needy. Be indispensable, but never trapped by the very systems you built. Your power should flow from mastery, not dependency on others. Build influence through usefulness, not control through fear. Because when you are the one everyone counts on, yet you count on no one, that's when you've reached a level of power that cannot be stolen, broken, or ignored. That's when you stop chasing power, and power starts orbiting around you.
4. Study patterns, not words. Words are illusions. They're costumes people wear to appear a certain way, but patterns are truth. They expose what the mask tries to hide. People will tell you everything you want to hear. They'll speak of loyalty, honesty, and respect. They'll promise you trust and swear on their intentions. But watch closely. Their routines will reveal everything their lips try to conceal. If you want to know who someone truly is, don't listen to what they say. Watch where they spend their time, where their energy flows, and where their money goes. That's where truth lives. In repetition. 3 repetitions form a pattern. 5 form a habit. 10 define a person's nature. Anyone can fake goodness once. Anyone can act disciplined for a week. But no one can fake their patterns forever. Time exposes what words try to protect. Observe how they behave when no one's watching. Notice how they treat people who can't benefit them. Pay attention to how they react when life pressures them. Because pressure doesn't build character, it reveals it. When you start studying patterns, you stop living in confusion. You stop asking, why did they do this? Or how could they betray me? You already know, because their past behavior predicted it. Patterns are not coincidences, they're warnings, signals, they're the blueprint of what's coming next. And when you master the ability to read them, you gain a kind of vision most people will never have. Predictive power. You'll see people's next move before they make it. You'll sense betrayal before it happens. You'll identify opportunity before others notice it. That's not magic. That's not intuition. That's data. Disguised as instinct. Understand this. Humans are not as complicated as they pretend to be. They repeat themselves endlessly. In habits, in choices, in reactions. If you study long enough, every person becomes predictable. And predictability is control, because when you can forecast someone's next step, you can position yourself accordingly. One move ahead, always prepared. That's how empires are built. That's how leaders stay untouchable. Stop being fooled by speeches, apologies, or grand declarations. Watch what they do, not what they promise. A liar can imitate honesty for a while, but they can't repeat it consistently. A coward can act brave for a day, but not for a lifetime. And a traitor can pretend loyalty until their pattern exposes them. Patterns never lie. They are the raw data of human nature, the proof beneath every deception. When you learn to read patterns, you no longer react emotionally. You don't chase explanations you already understand. You don't get shocked, you get ready. You don't get betrayed, you get informed. This is how you develop true foresight, not by guessing the future, but by studying the past that keeps repeating itself. So sharpen your observation, collect small details. They always tell a bigger story, because every action, no matter how small, leaves a trail. And if you follow that trail long enough, it always leads to the truth. Words are performances, patterns are reality. Don't listen to what people say they value. Watch what they choose when it costs them something. That's where you'll find who they really are. And once you see their patterns clearly, you'll never be blinded by their words again. 5. Never let emotions cloud judgment. Feel everything, but reveal nothing. Because in a world where everyone reacts, the one who can remain calm controls everything. Emotions are powerful. They are raw energy,
signals that tell you what matters, what hurts, what drives you. But emotions are not meant to lead, they are meant to inform. The moment you let them take the wheel, you lose direction, because emotions scream for attention, but strategy whispers the truth. When you act purely from emotion, you become predictable, and predictable people are easy to read, easy to provoke, and easy to manipulate. Anyone who can control your emotions can control your decisions, and once they control your decisions, they own your future. The space between what you feel and what you do, that small, invisible pause, that's where your power lives. That's where intelligence breathes. That's where the difference between chaos and control is decided. When anger surges through you, don't suppress it. Study it. Let it rise, let it speak, but don't let it command you. Because the moment you respond while burning, you'll say and do things that strengthen your enemies and weaken your position. Let the fire burn, but don't let it spread. Breathe, observe, then strike with precision when the emotion has cooled but the memory remains. When sadness or disappointment hits, don't collapse. Step back and watch yourself feel. Because detachment isn't coldness, it's clarity. The wise don't avoid emotions, they master them. They learn to transform pain into information, frustration into focus, heartbreak into hunger. Remember, emotions are excellent messengers, but terrible rulers. You can feel deeply, but still act with calculation. You can hurt, but still move with purpose. You can care, but still decide with logic. That's the difference between those who crumble and those who rise. The weak shout their emotions, the strong study them. The weak react, the strong respond. The weak try to control others. The strong first control themselves. Imagine being the calmest person in a room full of chaos. The one who doesn't panic when others lose control. That calm isn't emptiness, it's strength disguised as stillness. Because when everyone else is shouting, the quiet mind becomes the most powerful voice in the room. Never let anyone pull you into emotional games. They'll provoke you to see if they can own your reaction. Smile, observe, stay unbothered. The moment you don't react, their control shatters. Because power doesn't always come from action. Sometimes it comes from refusal. Every time you delay your reaction, you build discipline. Every time you choose silence over anger, logic over panic, and focus over frustration, you train your mind to move like a strategist, not like a slave of emotion. While the world reacts emotionally, impulsively, and blindly, you'll be operating with calm precision. You'll make decisions from a higher ground where emotion becomes fuel, not chains. And that's when you become truly dangerous, because no matter what they throw at you, insults, betrayal, humiliation, you'll remain centered, focused, untouchable. True power isn't loud, it's not in rage or revenge or outbursts, it's in quiet control. The ability to feel everything, but act on nothing until the moment serves you. That's how kings think, that's how warriors endure, and that's how the powerful stay undefeated by mastering themselves before they master the world. 6. Build multiple power sources dependent on the death of freedom. Every chain in this world is made of one thing: need. The moment your survival depends on one person, one job, one source, one system, you are no longer free. You are owned. If all your money flows from one stream, that stream controls your peace. If all your validation comes from one place, that place dictates your worth. If all your opportunities come from one gate, the gatekeeper becomes your master. That's how power is lost,
quietly, slowly, in the comfort of dependency. Real strength doesn't come from holding on to one thing. It comes from being able to walk away from everything. Build multiple power sources, multiple incomes, multiple skills, multiple networks, because power doesn't belong to those who have more. It belongs to those who have options. When you have options, you are not forced to bow. When you have skills, you are not afraid to lose. When you have networks, you are never isolated. And when you have discipline, you can rebuild from nothing again and again. Understand this: the world respects independence, but it fears self-sufficiency, because once you no longer need their approval, their system, or their money, you become unpredictable. You become untouchable. The man who depends on one source must constantly please it. He cannot speak truth. He cannot take risks. He cannot walk his own path, because his leash is tied to comfort. But the man with multiple sources of strength, he chooses peace because he can afford war. Diversify everything: your income, your identity, your influence. Never be a one-dimensional weapon. If they take your job, you still have your mind. If they take your reputation, you still have your results. If they take your money, you still have your skill. And skill is a currency that never devalues. Every hour you spend learning a new craft, mastering a new system, or building a new stream, you're buying freedom. Every network you build, every connection, every collaboration, you're stacking invisible shields around your life. Dependence is a cage that feels safe at first, but when the door closes, it's too late. Freedom demands effort. Freedom demands foresight. You must build before you need it, because when the storm comes, when it always comes, those who relied on one source will drown, while those who built many will rise above the flood. Power isn't just about money. It's about mobility, the ability to move, to adapt, to shift, without begging anyone for permission. A man who can survive anywhere becomes unstoppable everywhere. So invest your time wisely, learn trades, build digital skills, understand money, study influence, make yourself a system within the system, one that can thrive even when everything else collapses. Remember this law: the one who depends is owned, the one who creates is free, and the one who can walk away controls the game. That's real power. Not what you have, but what you can afford to lose without breaking, because true freedom isn't about having everything, it's about needing nothing. 7. Control the narrative. Power is never just about strength. It's about perception. Reality is not decided by facts. It's decided by the story people believe about those facts. The one who defines the meaning defines the truth. In every conflict, in every business, in every empire, victory belongs to the one who controls the narrative. The same action can be called courage or arrogance, discipline or cruelty, success or luck, depending on who tells the story first. And in this world, the storyteller always holds the throne. Whoever speaks first frames reality. Whoever speaks last tries to survive inside it. If you don't define your story, someone else will, and they'll weaponize it against you. They'll twist your actions, question your motives, and turn your silence into guilt. That's how reputations are destroyed. Not by truth, but by a louder lie. Control the narrative. Own the context before it owns you. Don't let your enemies, critics, or competitors write your legacy. Speak first, speak clearly, and speak with purpose. When you do, people stop guessing your story. They start repeating it. Every move you make must serve a message. Every message must serve your vision. Power doesn't come from doing something great. It comes from making the world see it as great. History remembers those who control the narrative. Julius Caesar wrote his own war commentaries and shaped how future generations saw his conquest. Napoleon mastered propaganda and made himself a legend even after defeat. Modern empires, corporations, and influencers all play the same game. They don't just act, they define how their actions are seen. Learn from them. Be deliberate with your image. Silence can be powerful, but absence is dangerous. If you disappear too long, others will fill the silence with their version of your truth. So when you speak, make it count. Every word must either build your image or protect it. Never react emotionally to false stories. Correct them strategically. Never beg for understanding. Command it through clarity. And never let gossip dictate your direction. Redirect it with action. A true strategist doesn't argue with every rumor. He understands that attention is currency, and narrative is how you spend it. He decides which story deserves fuel and which one dies from starvation. Control doesn't mean deception, it means discipline. It means refusing to let chaos define your name. It means becoming the architect of how the world sees you, instead of being a character in someone else's fiction. The weak wait for the truth to speak for itself. The strong give truth a microphone. Every empire, every movement, every leader that shaped history did so through the same law: perception before power. They crafted an image that endured longer than their bodies, longer than their time. Because once the story is written, it becomes stronger than reality itself. And when you master that, when your words, your actions, your silence all align under one narrative, you stop being a pawn in someone else's script. You become the author, the storyteller, the architect of perception. Because in the end, power doesn't just belong to those who fight hardest. It belongs to those who frame the fight. So remember, control the story, control the image, control the meaning. That's how kings are made. That's how legacies are written. And that's how reality itself bends in favor of those who control the narrative.